everybody, today I'm going to be showing you all how to make a YEAT kind of loop like for 2 Alive, his upcoming tape. First I'm going to be deconstructing this loop and then I'm going to be adding drums, so stay to the end to hear the drums and to hear how you can download this loop for free. So I basically started this loop off with a combination of basses. One is a sub bass one shot from the Cymatics Ultimate Basses kit, and then the other is another one shot from the same kit called Hybrid. The highlighted notes are the other bass, which I'll delete in a second, but basically I started off with the bass line, which is F sharp, C sharp, and D, which is a 1-5-6 chord progression, which is like really common for YEAT. And then I basically just got this little pattern with like the bass notes sliding up. It's just like a weird chaotic combination. Together they sound like. For effects, on the sub bass, I put a fast distortion with the mix turned down, paramedic EQ, and then just a little wider to make sure that it's in mono. Then the distorted bass, I just got an EQ and a wider. After I got the bass line down, I wanted to make some chords with the 1-5-6, and this is just a sound from the free plugin Surge. It's called Circus 2. Alright, so now I'm going to give you all a music theory lesson on YEAT kind of beats. The most like common chord progression is the 1-5-6. And then to make the chords themselves, normally you'd go 1 2 3 notes up, 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3 4 notes up to create a minor chord. But in this case, we're going to flatten the middle note down to G sharp, which creates a darker vibe. And this is just a 5th chord, which means instead of having any sort of middle note, whether that be major, minor, or suspended, it's just got just the top and bottom notes. Finally, for the 6th chord, instead of it being a major with 4 notes and then 3 notes, it has a flattened middle one again, this time going down 2, so that creates another suspended chord. So it's all suspended chords, super dark sounding. So I just copy pasted the same little chords onto a more hard sound called Taunts from same Surge, just under polysynths. This like sounds like really harsh, so I just removed the middle note. So these are all 7th chords with no middle notes. So those two play off each other like this. The first sound got an EQ to take out up to 200 Hz to leave room for the 808, a fruity flangus mixed down to 50%, a chorus, default setting, a phaser. So when I like to use phasers, it adds a cool vibe, but it starts off with the max depth being like all the way up. Make sure you bring that down and the min depth up a little, and then a little extra EQ to kind of decrease some of the highs. And then the saw sound, it's got the low mids decrease, then slightly reducing the highs. And now I got one of my favorite plugins for distortion. It's called Destructor. And then a bit of stereo control with wider. Right, now next up I got Sine Lead. I just utilized the 1 semitone difference to create like a dark feel. Around this area you can really decrease it so that it's not as loud. Added a chorus, reduced the lows, and some more wider. Then I got this brass one shot that I made. There'll be a link to download it in the description. And this got, once again, Destructor, this time with the chorus on as well. Another chorus, and then some more EQ just to deal with the mids and some of the highs. Finally, I got this Pluck that I also made. This kind of just goes up the scale kind of randomly, but using the 1 semitone differences. This sounds like this. You can also download this in the description. On this, I just got, once again, chorus, delay, a reverb to make it sit nicely in the beat, and then just a 200 Hz cut. Then I got the last section, which just adds in this one more lead from Surge again called Bowl. So really easy to make. You just kind of follow your chord progression using them 1 semitone differences and kind of just throwing some random notes in there. Just making sure you're using notes from your chords most of the time. Alright, so now time to throw some drums on this loop. I'm just going to start with the clap from this free Inheritance pack. I'm going to just leave a link to that in the description. Okay, now I got a simple counter snare. It's called the up snare from the Producer Grind Get Busy YEAT drum kit. So all these kits are free. So now I also added the meta snare, which is like the really like deep snare that you always hear. And I've just adjusted the envelope so I can shorten it. And my favorite roll these days to add, which is like really simple. Just you go to 1/6 beat, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2, then skip 1. So for YEAT hi-hats, I normally like to combine the H2O hi-hat from the Curtains kit I told you about earlier, and the YEAT hi-hat from the super fire Cody drum kit. It's called the Essentials 2022. I'm just gonna add a little preset that I made, which adds a super fire delay that you hear in hella YEAT songs, and for some reason people don't talk about this, so this is some serious sauce. Fruity delay 3. Most important thing, you gotta bring this time down to 0.13 milliseconds. Then you lower the level a little bit, and you also lower it on the mixer. Without the delay, it sounds like this. With the delay,
Yes, sir. Yes,
this sounds like some YEAT stuff right there. So yeah.
Yes.
Alright, now it's time for the 808. This sounds fire. It's like a distorted spins 808. Now I got this. Right now I'm using the Life of Pierre Producer Grind free kit, the Cash in 808, but it's in also their like Get Busy drum kit. I'm gonna pretty much create a delay by just copying over the 808 and then reducing the volume each time. Now I'm gonna put y'all into some more sauce. Another mixing preset that I made. I'm gonna deconstruct it for y'all. Start off with the fruity fast distortion, mix level turn down. Then I got a patcher, which is the stock plugin. I got an EQ with 200 hertz and below. So this is the low end. And for the low end, I put it in mono using stereo enhancer. For the high end, I freaked it a little bit, so I added fruity chorus, Valhalla Supermassive free plugin, and then just a overall EQ just to fix it up a little. And now the 808 went from sounding like this to this. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of fix up the hi-hats a little to match the 808 better. And now I'm just gonna have another section with the hardwire 808 from the Cody kit, and this is kind of that like weird 808 with all the high end that y'all hear all the time. And I also changed the hi-hat pattern to increase the energy. So okay, and I definitely don't like the first 808, so I'm just gonna change the sound. This is another 808 I made, so I'll just link it in the description, I guess. Anyway, y'all, that's the whole beat. I'm just gonna arrange it, and I'll show you the whole beat later. But basically, to get this loop, I'm just gonna leave a link to it in the description, so that'll be free for y'all to just get. Thanks for watching the whole video, y'all. See you later.